Alright, you can start it up.
Did I say it?
Bro, you mind if I use your sword real quick? Come on.
Started already. Yeah, all right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, when all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
I want to give double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and a sincere Shalom to the elect out there. Teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, and we're getting really, really close to those last days. Okay, there's so much going on in the news that we could talk about. We could be a literal newscast. Okay, every single day, there's more things coming out about the thing. Okay, more enforcement. More blowback. More manipulation, which is what the devil does, because the word devil means deceiver. Yep. We're going to get into we're going to start off with you rebellious children. Okay, you jakes that go ahead and you follow, instead of following the lamb whithersoever he goeth, you follow Esau whithersoever he goeth. And you take that serpent's juice, just so that you could mold around together again in society and live in your lusts of the flesh. Go ahead and bring that out.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right, counsel, but not of me. Okay, they take counsel of the media, which is controlled by the Amalekites, which are those bullshit Jews over there in Israel, man. Okay, go ahead.
And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit.
Right, but not of my spirit, because that's really what's going to guide us into resisting this this thing, and then the MOTB. Okay, the Lord said that He would what? Keep us from the hour of temptation. When you look at that word "keep up," it means to preserve. The Lord is going to preserve us, and how is He going to preserve us? By giving us by pouring that Holy Spirit onto us, which is going to give us the strength and faith.
That they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth,
right,
to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
You got. I was seeing this on the social media the other day. You got people that are saying that that the Pope is the head of the church, and because the Pope says to go ahead and get the thing, that it's okay to go and get the thing. Well, that's not the Lord's counsel, man. All right, the Lord's counsel here on earth is the prophets that are teaching here on the streets. Okay, not some Edomite over there in Rome, man. And the Lord condemned the Romans.
Right. Yeah. Continuing on. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
Right, the strength of Pharaoh is going to be their shame, man. Because they're saying what? That now they want people to start getting a third dose?
Right.
And then who knows when these jab resistant jab resistant strains come out, they might just come out with a whole new version, an upgraded version, man. People are going to have to start taking this jab pretty much every year, man.
Hey, on Alex Jones said he had an article that said they want you to take 10 shots a year, booster shots.
That's almost once a month. That's almost once a month, man. And then inoculations, right? 10 so-called inoculations a year. And we know through research that this thing, okay, I got to keep getting the word right. This thing keeps modifying your genes, man. And if you're getting 10 a year, then that shit's doing what it needs to do, man. Especially with the what was it, on the 11th and 12th they had the emergency broadcasts or whatever, that test or whatever, they were cranking up them 5G towers, man. You know, because them 5G towers are going to start controlling what's in your body.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
All right, trusting in Biden and Sleepy Joe, man. The guy can't even speak a fucking complete sentence. He don't even know where the hell he is. But you Jakes love him, okay? Because he's got a D in front of his ticket. You know, Democrat on his ticket, man. And he wants to give you free of this and free of that.
Continuing on, verse 4. For
You can jump down to 8.
Okay, skipping down to verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people.
All right, this is a rebellious people. Oh, hey, I can bring this sign out, dust it off. Okay. In fact, read that part again.
Verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Right, and they won't hear the law of the Lord, man. Okay, and that's why they're going to be tempted to get this Revelation 13 and 16, right? Which is the MOTB. And the punishment for that is written in Revelation 14, 9 through 11, man. You're going to be stuck in that nuclear fire.
You seen that video, that soldier I sent in the chat? Everybody seen it?
Oh, the dude that was taking the test or no?
Yeah, he did a TikTok and it was like it's part 2. He said that if he in the army right now, and they said if he don't take it, he gonna get court-martialed.
Oh yeah.
He folded.
Yeah, so he folded off of that. So when they you know, they actually gonna be cutting people's head off if you don't take this. So you think he willing to get his head cut off? No, he's not willing to get his head cut off because he's not willing to even go to jail or go down 2 pay grades. Because the first thing he said was go down 2 pay grades.
Yeah. And then he said, well, I guess he said something in the lines of, I guess I'm just gonna be a zombie or something.
Yeah, in 2042.
Yeah.
I know somebody in real life. I know somebody who about to go to New York City to take just a dream job to make $75,000, which that ain't a lot of money.
Especially not in New York City.
Yeah, in New York City to be a director of some college, but and she gonna take it. She said she gonna take it. Like, oh, well, it's nothing else I can do. Like,
well, hey, Google was saying that if you work in their office, you got to have that jab coming up. You know, I can't remember the specific date, but they're saying, well, if you want to work from home, you could continue to work from home, but you're not going to get any raises. You know, you're not going to get any promotions. So
they're gonna use the jab to promote goodies,
incentives. I think the word
incentives. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seer, see not, and to prophesy, which say to the seer, see not, and to the prophet, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
That's what they want to hear, man. You know?
Yep. Verse 11.
Hey, you're supposed to tell people what they don't want to hear. You know? Because that's where truth lies, man.
Yep.
And these devils, man, they're telling these people what they want to hear. If you take this, you could merge back on into society like nothing happened.
Go back to normal.
Yeah, go back to normal, even though they'll just lock it down again in the future and trick your stupid ass.
Well, they tricked you when they told you to get the jab, because now if you got it, you still got to wear a mask. So what was really the point? You know, I know a dude that I work with. He got it, but he still got to wear a mask. So it's like, what the? You ain't getting no special treatment as far as work goes. You know, like you still gotta you gotta cover your face.
And then they and then you know the media's trying to create this this little battle. They're trying to pit the jab versus the unjab. You know, you had I believe I talked to the brothers behind the camera about this last night. They had what was her name? That chick from Friends, Jennifer Aniston, and she was they made like media made a big deal about how she's saying that she's gonna start separating herself from her unjabbed friends and family and that, and she's encouraging others to do the same. And these elites are gonna start pushing that out there to their media, man. It's gonna be a us or them mentality.
It's gonna bring forth the demonization of the prophets, and also me and the brother was talking last night. How they still have to bring forth this the red list system. You know, you got the red list for those who can't be re-educated, and then I think you got the yellow list or
red list, blue list, yellow list.
Yeah, the red list, blue list. I mean, when y'all brothers break it down.
And yellow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're on we're on those lists, brothers. We're on that list, man, and not in a good way. Okay, we're well, hey, Apostle Gabbard did a video about that the other day, man, about how we're coming against the state. We're coming against this new world order, man. Fuck your damn new world order.
That's right.
You know, and that's the problem with a lot of you people, man. You've been so effeminized. You ain't got no fucking balls, man.
You don't got an independent thought to stand up for yourself.
I got a precept since we was getting on our people. This is Lamentations chapter 4 verse 1. It says, "How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers?"
Right, earthen pitchers, man. Our people are no longer the gold standard, man. You know, it ain't just. I mean, they're still the gold standard when it comes to playing football and shit.
Right.
But in the end of the day, those are all corruptible crowns, man. Our people used to be a people that were looked at for having wisdom and being well cultured, man. All right, you go to I believe I read some historical reference where there was this city in West Africa. It's been abandoned since then, where Jakes lived. All right, not the Hamites, and they said none of the doors in the city had locks on them. You do that today, right, and you know what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah, you taught to lock your doors.
You know, Jake don't got that. You can't even leave $10 out on the damn coffee table with these Jakes out here, man. You know, there was a guy who, in fact, there was a guy who got, I think it was at the Sunoco and on Hyde Park. It went viral on the internet, man. They fucking kicked this dude's skull in, man, in Niagara Falls.
Oh yeah.
Over like, what was it? Over like $20, $30?
I don't know what it was over, but I saw it.
Thy eye shall be evil towards thy brother. Yeah, that shit was nuts, man. He was already unconscious, and they were still stomping his face into the damn ground. In broad daylight, in front of people.
It says, "The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthly pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breasts, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth. For thirst, the young children ask bread, and no man taketh it unto them."
Yeah.
Right. Well, go ahead, bro.
So that's going into the women of our nation. You know, they don't take care of their, you know, a lot of them don't take care of their children the way they're supposed to. You know, they don't raise them up the way they're supposed to.
Right. A lot of these young boys are raised by their mamas. They've taken the father out of the house, replaced him with the benefit card. You know, and it's going to be real easy to convince those single mothers to get their children the thing, and to get them chipped when that time comes. they're gonna fall right in line, man. Because we know that women are the weaker vessel, and Eve just follows Esau, whatever he does, man.
She follows whoever has the power, man. And right now, Esau's in power.
And if there's no man in the house to put his foot down and say, no, you ain't gonna do that to my kids, then there's no leadership.
It says they that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown in a moment, and no hand stayed on her.
Right, and that's coming to you Jakes that received that Revelation 14:9 punishment. I mean, you ain't got to grab it, but for y'all that take that MOTB, man, because when you take that MOTB, you're pledging your allegiance to Satan, man. All right, you're saying that you want him to be your owner.
Yeah, and I advise brothers to watch the movie that this brother put me on to a minute ago. What was that, like last year? What was that, in Rochester? It's called, I think it's called The Apocalypse or something.
It's called Revelation.
The Revelations. Yeah, if you type it in on YouTube, you can watch it for free. And in that movie, man, I'm gonna do another video on it just to bring it back up. They show you that if you don't take the chip, that they had a guillotine in the movie, they'd just chop your head off. And they showed it just like that. Like,
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like the scripture. You like, what the
Right.
fuck?
and this one dude, it was a woman, she was blind. And she took the mark and she was able to see.
Yeah.
And that's what Esau is doing. Now you can hold it up. He's basically, those are a part of his miracles. If you're lame, if certain parts of your body parts are lame, the microchip technology can fix it, so to speak. So that's how he's going to use the chip. Well, look, my uncle been in a wheelchair for 20 years. Well, if he takes the chip, his legs could work. This devil really has technology like that, and that's Elon Musk was talking about the brain implants. So that's a part of his miracles that it talks about in Revelation.
And when he showed that, when they did that demo, was it last year, the year before? They put the chips inside
Pigs, I think.
pigs.
Yeah,
That's how they look at you people, man. You're swine to them. The Rothschilds, they don't eat swine. That's why they're on a higher level than a lot of you simpletons, man. Well, I mean, it's really because the Most High set it up. They don't eat that shit.
But in that movie, man, they showed a lot, and they showed, like I said, they showed people getting the mark, and the ones that didn't get the mark, remember, they put them in the furnace. They put them in a burning furnace. But that was really going back to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But the good part of the movie was they was delivered up into the furnace, and they wasn't burning. They wasn't burning in the furnace.
Right.
They was protected. How you doing? But those was the ones that didn't bow down to the image of Baal. It shows you all this in the movie. This came out in 1999. They stuck him in the furnace, and the devil was the Edomite devil. He was mad because they was in the furnace burning, and they was singing. They was praising the Most High. And he said, turn it up higher, turn it up higher. They kept cranking up the furnace, but nothing was happening to him because the angel was in there protecting him. But the point was, they show you the guillotine in the movie, and the ones that didn't take the mark, they just stuck your head in the guillotine and they chopped your head off. And Apostle Gabar did a video the other day. It said, don't fear the guillotine, because that's a scare tactic for Esau. Now it tells us in Revelation 20:4, which, go ahead, you got it. Yep, that's the spirit.
Revelation 20:4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High.
They were beheaded for the word of the Most High, and because they was witnesses of Yahweh Shai. It says these men were beheaded. So just like Yahweh Shai had martyrs back then, those men are back. So there's going to be martyrs today. But now, not every brother is going to have to go through that situation, but it's written that some will. And when you look at it, that's a glorious death.
That's right.
Like my man, what was the king of the movie 300? Leonidas.
Leonidas.
He said it's a glorious day to die. You know. Go ahead.
And for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image.
They didn't worship the beast, neither his image, which is this. This is a part. This is the mark of the beast. All right, go ahead.
Uh-oh, bro, they're gonna flag it.
The MOTB.
And the image of the beast is what? The ways of this world, the philosophies of this world, man. And if you don't take that, the thing that they're trying to push out there right now, you won't be able to merge back into that image of the beast. So notice how the scripture keeps going hand in hand. It mentions it in Revelation 13 and 15, and it mentions it in Revelation 14 again. Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
So it tells you that those men were beheaded, but then it tells you that they gained everlasting life. So that would have to mean they died on this side, but they came back and they lived and reigned with Yahushua. Now, what's your question? Oh, all right. So the brother was saying about the image of the beast. Basically, what Esau is doing is, if you don't take the jab or the chip, he's going to basically say you can't participate with the image of the beast, which is this system.
They're gonna outcast.
They're going to outcast you, you know? But that's okay, because that's why we have Yahushua, and that's why we have the angels, and that's why we have the Heavenly Father.
That's right.
You know? Hey, the scriptures tell us when we came out of Egypt, there was a chariot guiding our forefathers. That was the cloud. Somebody get that. I think it's saying, yeah, get that real quick. How you think they was being guided through the wilderness? The scriptures tell us that it was a cloud, which the scriptures say he maketh the cloud his chariot. They were being guided, man. So you can't be afraid of not participating with this man's agenda, because his end goal is what? Death. You know, look at that movie Elysium. Y'all brothers seen that, right? Everybody, you seen Elysium?
I've yet to see it, but I want to see it.
Y'all gotta watch that, man. That came out like 10 years ago almost. What did the devil do? He created this fucking I guess you could say it was a world, right? Another world, and people could see it from the earth. It looked like a big circle, and all the elite was living up there. And then on earth, what happened? It was poor people, you know. And up there in the Elysium world, they can cure all these diseases and cancer, and they had all the food up there. And down here, people was living like slaves, you know. And they was trying to fight. The people on earth was trying to fight to get to the world of Elysium. And in the movie, they got up there and they took that shit over. That was kind of symbolic, you know. They took over the elite's world, you know.
I'll take the kingdom.
Which hey, we can't do without intervention from the Heavenly Father, man. You know, we ain't gonna build up our own little armies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and all were baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and all did eat the same spiritual meat.
They were fed. You know, when we came out of Egypt, we were, how you think the scriptures say that the manna came from the heavens, roughly paraphrasing? They were eating, their clothes didn't rent, their shoes didn't fall apart, because the Most High knew, and he had the capability to keep all those things together. And we was in the wilderness for what, 40 years? Go ahead. So that we wasn't going to the closet picking out our fits. You know, we wasn't washing our clothes and drying them. The Most High just had it to where the clothes they stayed perfect. You know,
we were relying on our Lord, and that's what we got to do in these last days. We don't got to worry about how you gonna eat or drink, because it say the Most High gonna be our guide. How about you now, Shai? And all did drink the same spiritual drink, for they that drink of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Yahushua.
Yeah, so we were fed, we were guided by the cloud. You know, we drunk remember, the Lord made water come from the rocks.
That's right.
You know, and you know, when we was traveling through the wilderness, there was, you know, different rivers and things like that. So Jake would probably, you know, wash, you know, drink water, you know, things like that.
Are you finishing there? I got this in Matthew 6. Matthew 6 and 25. Therefore I say unto you, Take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. What ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them.
Right.
Are ye not much better than they?
Because what people will do is, well, we know Esau, he uses food as a weapon. He uses water as a weapon. So if they tell you you can't eat, people gonna panic. If they tell you can't drink, people are gonna panic. The fowls of the air don't wake up, and the Most High feedeth them. They don't really know when they're gonna eat, but the Lord feeds them. So that's why the Lord said, "Are you not more important than they?" You see birds all the time eating on a daily basis. So how much more His men in the time of trouble when Esau is using food and water as a weapon? You gotta have faith that the Lord is gonna feed you, man. And going back to what the brother just read, when we were delivered out of captivity during the time of Egypt, there was Israelites complaining and wanted to go back. They was basically talking shit to Moses. But guess what? They were fed. Like I said, they drank, and they was taken care of.
Yeah, I like to use this example. Like now, like you got homeless people in every city. I know a lot of people that like they don't got no job and shit like. But I never seen nobody in my whole 40 years. I've never seen nobody starving.
Right.
Have you ever seen some? They
be
figure
eating
it out. Like,
They be eating.
yeah, I ain't been times where I ain't had no money. But I don't. It just happened. Like, we're like, oh shit.
Right.
Yes.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
God bless.
So that's the Most High making sure they eat. Even like stray dogs.
Yeah.
Like when they used to be stray dogs, I ain't even seen no stray dogs.
You really ain't.
I just see
I mean, hey man. I mean, yeah. Like the brother just gave a testimony. Hey, there was a time when I wasn't doing too good, and somebody just out of nowhere dropped off a box, like a care package, man.
Yeah.
It was all the Lord.
Another example is when you go into the scriptures. What is it? It was Elisha, where the Lord sent.
With the raven.
He fed Elisha with the raven, because Elisha, he was fleeing from persecution, and the Lord made it so that he ate, and he sent food to him through ravens. So
and it even goes towards
and that's a light thing for the Lord to do.
and it's it's a little off topic, but even when it comes to paying your bills, man, the Lord's done things for brothers where they just pull the money out their ass at the last minute, man. It was all the Lord doing that.
I want to read what he said. This is 1 Kings 17:1. And Elisha the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, As the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. So it was a drought. Okay. It says, And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thy face, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. So he fed him, says he fed him in the morning and in the evening,
Yeah, twice a day.
It's
Hey, that's more than what I eat today, man. I eat one today. Not because I can't, but
Right.
yeah, you're gonna be well fed if you eat twice a day.
it's the book of Psalms chapter, you guys.
I was just going to continue on there. Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 10. And they kept not the covenant of Yahweh, to talk about the Israelites in the wilderness, and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works and his wonders that he had showed them. Because that the whole nation seen that deliverance from Egypt. Seen them walk through the Red Sea, seen all the miracles that was being done in Egypt. They seen all that.
Yep.
They say,
you knew they had to be a bunch of niggas because they still was like rebellious.
yeah.
Like that's how you know that these are the people, man, of the Most High. Like that's a nigga spirit right there, man. Like you see all these things, and you still don't believe in your power.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like we already believe in Yahweh Shai, but if we start seeing miracles, like what? Esau better not come to me with no shit,
Yeah,
none of that shit, bro, because I ain't going, man.
Spit
Like,
right in their
that's
face.
really gonna boost your. Like if we
Yeah.
can see miracles, you know how crazy that's gonna boost our faith.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand, like there was people back then who believed in the Lord, that when they saw the miracles, it boosted their faith. But you always gotta have that sect of niggas, like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yahweh
crazy,
Shai
man.
said, I believe it's in the book of Luke. I can't remember exactly where it is. He said, can ye not discern the signs of the time?
Yeah. It's in what's name too. I think Matthew. It's Matthew. This in Matthew 2, the 23rd.
I'll get it after you.
It's a marvelous things he did in their sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoar. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through. And he made the waters to stand as a heap. In the daytime, he led them with the cloud, and all the night with the light of fire. He clave the rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink out of the great depths.
Hey, that was probably that sweet water too, man. That was that ancient water. Before it was fucking all this shit in it now.
Right.
So you know they was, you know, that water that coming out of captivity, that was sweet water. You know,
That
good
was,
water, man.
Non-chlorine water.
They say he brought streams out of a rock.
Hey, Salaki, my bad. Because if the Most High give you something, it's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna give you the best. He gonna give you the best of the best if it's coming from his, you know. So that was, like I said, you know.
Well, hey,
Even with the wine, even with the wine at the wedding,
Yeah.
the king had to be like, "Yo, usually we'll break out like
That
this."
was,
you know, you might see some
wasn't no regular
streams,
wine.
man. Like some of them streams, they run through fruit vines and vineyards and that.
Yep.
That's all sweet water, man. It's got a lot of vitamins and minerals too. You know, picks it up from the fruit, from the roots.
He say he brought out streams out of the rock and caused waters to run down like a river. Hey, if I seen a rock that got water pouring out like a river, that's all I gotta see.
right.
I wouldn't have to see. That's I gotta see
That was
no
a
more
miracle in
miracles.
itself. Yeah, that was a miracle in itself.
It say, and they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted Yahweh in their mind by asking meat for their lusts. Yea, they spake against Yahweh. They said, can Yahweh furnish a table in the wilderness?
See, they was being greedy and they was being prideful. The Most High was feeding them, giving them food to sustain themselves, and since they asking for extra, you know, it says out of lust, and then they said, could he furnish it? Well, can we get a furnished table? You know,
Yeah.
like that's the spirit of our
They're
people,
like, cause in Egypt we had tables and shit.
right? But you was getting your back whipped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was getting your ass whooped. You got 3 hots in the cot in Egypt, but you was climbing up hills. You was a slave. You know what I'm saying?
Working double time.
Yeah, working
Working
doubles,
in the quarries,
working
man.
triples, yeah. But now, see, you in the wilderness, you eating, you sustaining yourself, you good. Now you want to tempt the Lord.
They say, behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. Can he also give bread can he provide flesh for his people?
See, I know Moses was ready to slap a nigga, man. You know, because they probably was asking they probably was asking him like, yo, you know, since you know we know you the leader, can the Most High do this? You know, he probably was grieved. He like, man, y'all niggas just don't get it, bro. Like,
It say, therefore, the Lord heard this and was wroth.
see, you can't hide nothing from the Most High. He was mad. Go ahead.
So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and the anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in Yahweh and trusted not in his salvation.
See, and this was after they was delivered. They saw Pharaoh and his army get swallowed up in the sea. They was running from the nigga. So you know, you look back, and you see everything closing in, and they drowned in. And after that, I probably wouldn't even been talking. I just would have been humble, eating my manna, drinking my sweet water. Man, what Moses gonna say next?
Why would the Lord do all those things, guide you through the Red Sea, close it up, to let you die in the wilderness?
Right.
He got us.
Yeah.
You supposed to be happy that he on your side.
Like I said, that's how, when you look at Jake today, you knew that was them back then. No other nation of people would have been acting like that, man.
Hey, we read, started off with Isaiah 30. They went to Egypt.
And it tells you in Hebrews 11:6, without faith it is impossible to please the Most High. These Jakes that we read about, they didn't have faith. They wanted a furnace. You in the wilderness, you want a furnished table. You know, you want X, Y, and Z. You know?
It say, and though he commanded the clouds from above to be open and opened the doors of heaven, and he rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven. They say, man did eat angels' food, and he sent them meat to full. And he caused an east wind to blow in heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind, and he rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like the sand of the sea.
So, in other words, you know, we got to be thankful for what the Lord gives us. He gives us our daily bread all the time. Hey, we eat every day, right? That's from the Most High. You know? You drink, you eat, you know, you're able to sleep. All right? That's all blessings from the Most High.
And we give thanks for that, you know?
Yeah.
You're supposed to give Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, back when I was younger, you know, I remember we used to pray over our food a lot more. Jake don't do that shit no more. Or your parents would, did you say, you know, did you thank the Most High for that shit?
Grace.
You know, and then if you took a bite, you probably got yelled at and shit, like because you was hungry as hell. You know,
Hey, what
that was that spirit back then. That spirit is not in the earth no more, man.
Nah. People was a lot more
Thankful.
what you say religious back then.
Yeah.
It was more spiritual.
Yeah. Yep.
3 more verses to say, and he let it all fall in the midst of their camp round about their habitations. So they did eat and were filled, and he gave them their own desire. And they and say they were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of Yahweh came upon them and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel.
Yeah, so he waited till they. That's what he gonna do to Esau too. Wait till he sit down. Wait till he start eating, and then he gonna slay his ass, man. You know.
He say, for all this they sinned still and believed not in his wondrous works.
And they still see. That's why niggas. 2/3 of our people deserve death, man.
And it's gonna come to pass when the Lord's gonna allow his men to perform spiritual power, you know, as is prophesied in the book of John, the 14th chapter. And still, those Jakes that was rebellious back then in the time of Moses, when he was doing all those miracles, they're gonna still be stiff-necked today.
Yeah, it's always a balance. Some are gonna believe, some aren't.
Yeah, our people are stiff-necked people, man.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
That's why the scriptures say thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Some are gonna believe, but then you still gonna have some that's not good. Like us knowing what we know, as far as just breaking down these scriptures, that's a miracle in itself. You know, you see brothers around the world teaching this gospel all the time. That's a miracle. You know, that's not by coincidence. That's by prophecy.
Well, of the Lord.
So people think when they see the Most High don't want everybody. That's why there's Israelites that walk past us all the time. He's looking for a remnant of Israelites. He don't want everybody. If he wanted everybody, we have a 100-man camp. There'd be 100-man camps all over the world. Every time you turn on the YouTube, it's just 100 Jakes out there teaching.
Like that.
It ain't like that.
Like that fat Jake that was standing over there for a minute listening, smoking, man.
Yeah.
Lord didn't want him.
You know? Most High don't want everybody, man. The scriptures speak about a small sanctuary.
That's right. And when we get into spiritual power.
I was gonna say in John the 17th chapter, the Lord said, "I pray for them. I pray not for the world." So
Right.
he was only praying for the men that Yahweh gave him, and not for the whole nation. Because Jake is really, when you really think about it, niggas are wicked, man.
Yeah.
You know, I got a few friends in the world I hang out with, and they be being sarcastic and shit. Like, we went to get some food the other day. We went to this taco spot, and one dude I'm cool with, he was like, "Yeah, I'm getting bacon bits on mine because I eat pork." You know, he was throwing a shot at me. I'm like, go ahead, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all, you want to be rebellious, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't care at the end of the day.
See, because they act like they're being rebellious towards you, but really,
Right.
they're being rebellious towards the Most
Yeah,
High.
and they don't know that the Lord can kill them. They like it say Zephaniah. It say they think the Lord ain't gonna do good, neither is he gonna do evil.
Right. Neither shall he do evil.
Yeah, no, he's gonna do it to you. Like that's abomination. Eating pork is an abomination.
Yeah.
An abomination. The judgment for that is death.
Hey, there's a reason why in the Apocrypha, I think it was, I forgot what king it was trying to give us swine. They could have did anything else.
Yeah.
But the swine was like a big thing.
That's
You know?
Antiochus.
Yeah.
Yep.
They could have cut limbs off. They could have tortured. They bought the swine though. They said, "You gonna eat this swine," so it's a heavy spirit on eating that swine, man. It's something about that swine, bro.
Like it's disobedience. The worst thing that can happen to us is us being cut off from our power, and they knew that. So that you know that they provoked us to do so.
And I mean, all you gotta do is you go to just to show how deep it is, man. Jake's love for pork. You go to the grocery stores in the hood, like the Save-A-Lots and that. They got pig's feet, pig's ear. They got chitlins. They don't got that shit in the grocery stores in the white neighborhoods, man. They don't got none of that shit. You can't find shit. I ain't ever seen chitlins at fucking Wegmans.
Nah, they don't serve that shit
or
there.
the jar of fucking pig feet.
Yeah, pig feet. I ain't never seen that at
Store,
Wegmans.
they got the fucking jar.
That shit look nasty. It looked like some shit off a Saw movie.
But
Shit look nasty.
But it's
as
in the
hell,
grocery
bro.
store in the hood, man.
Hey, 7-Eleven. I was talking to the brother the other day. Like when you go to 7-Eleven, they got bacon bits on everything, man.
Oh yeah, the salads and stuff.
Yeah, everything, dude.
Yeah, you can't get a salad without. I know what you're talking about.
I remember I bought a sandwich, turkey sandwich, and sometimes it's not on there, sometimes it is. And I bought it, and I didn't really look at it. I was just like, okay, because I didn't think it was going to be on there. And when I opened it, it was bacon all over
on
it.
a turkey sandwich.
What the fuck, man?
Yes. Got something? Go ahead. I'm gonna get to kiss 11. Real quick.
1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. That's why you gotta be you gotta be born again, man. You gotta forsake the ways of this world. The ways of this world is wicked. You got it, bro.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
Because you ain't gotta eat fucking swine, man.
Right.
There's
Right.
so many alternatives out there. You know?
That's just lustful.
And it's spiritual because like some restaurants, like they give you options now. Like when we go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, we get the turkey sausage. Like it's restaurants that give you options now. Like some soul food restaurants I go to, They don't put pork in the collard greens. They don't put it in there at all.
Yeah,
they put
like,
the turkey in there.
Turkey in there.
You know what I'm saying? So you really can't say, well, I gotta eat it. You don't have to.
Even I just was at a barbecue and they had made like some chicken legs, some greens, and motherfucking baked beans. And now he's making my plate. I was like, oh no, I ain't fucking with no baked beans. They're like, oh, we use ground beef.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
So
They definitely be trying to throw the swine in the baked beans.
yeah.
Man.
Oh, hey,
And then the greens too.
greens,
You know,
too.
they,
before this truth started getting viral on the internet, those options weren't there when we were younger.
Nah.
They just straight up weren't there.
nah, I'm ham hocks in there
That's the lure,
All
you
the
know,
time.
all the time.
pushing it out.
Not even without a question.
Hey, for you younger brothers out there, you don't be scared to ask what's in your food, man. You gotta ask what's in your food and speak
Read.
up.
That's actually in the law too. You gotta,
Inquire.
just observe your food. You know.
And when you buy shit at the store, man, read the ingredients.
Yeah,
'Cause you
'cause
got a lot of things with a.
Nah, the front of that sausage package just say all beef, but if you look on the back, it's gonna say pork casing. 100% all beef.
Or
You
it's like
read
that-
the ingredients, the
it's
shit
like
got
that,
pork casing on
What
it.
was that? Was that bison or buffalo meat?
Right.
yeah.
Where they had the pork water. It
Yeah.
was sitting there. What's the point of that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. It says, and the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
Yeah, so you're not even supposed to touch it,
Nope.
let alone eat it. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. You got more?
I'm trying to. I'm gonna go up to. Well, I keep going, cause we know pork ain't the only thing Jake like, right?
What's the name? Just get
Which
Deuteronomy 14:3.
Yeah.
Then read down. That's the diet. That's really the diet.
Okay, kind. This is Deuteronomy.
And it's more clear because everybody be acting like, because somebody asked me, they was like, well, in the Leviticus it say all the things you can't eat. What can we eat?
You said 3?
Here. Yeah, it's that.
Deuteronomy.
Because if I could add real quick, Leviticus is mainly for the priests, and Deuteronomy is for the children of Israel.
Kind of. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 3. I'm gonna read verse 1.
Yeah.
All right. Ye are the children of the Lord your power. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes, or for the dead. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. Thou shalt.
That's why these other nations get. You go to a baseball game in Japan, and they eating a squid on a stick.
That's
You know,
Yeah, that's
God, bro.
they eat shit like that, and they can be good because it's not for them.
right.
Squid and shit.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
Yeah, and swine is an abominable thing. That is including swine. Go ahead.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart of the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pygarg, and the wild ox, and the charmus.
These are clean meats right here that you can eat.
It says, and every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft unto 2 claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, these shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoofs, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof, therefore they are unclean to you. And the hoof is going into their feet. It says, and the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud. It is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcasses. For Salakia, these ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, All that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And you know how much that eliminates? Once the Lord said only fins and scales, that eliminates a lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
Like, that's why he made it that plain.
Yeah.
Nigga, if you don't got fins and scales, don't touch that shit.
You ain't supposed to be.
Like,
Yeah,
it's easy.
That make it not rocket scientists, because people
Yeah.
act like it's rocket science. Like, oh, how am I supposed to know scales and fins?
If it don't
Where?
got that shit, don't touch
Simple,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Simple.
Ain't no alligators.
Yeah.
Fucking
ain't
gator
no shrimp.
jerky. My uncle be eating that shit. He live in Florida. He be
Eels.
trying to bring that shit up. Yo, nephew, you want some gator jerky? Hell no, I want that shit.
Gator bites and
Eels,
Shit.
crawfish.
And our people so wicked, man. They overlook all that simple, you know, all that easy reading, and they're trying to play.
Yeah,
Still
frog
trying to play
legs.
semantics.
Fried frog legs. It says, "These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters; all that have fins and scales shall ye eat, and whatsoever have not fins and scales, ye may not eat; it is unclean to you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat, but these are they of which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the gledge, and the kite, and the vulture after his kind." Because vultures are scavengers. They eat any fucking thing.
They're like flying dumpsters.
Yeah.
You notice in the law, man, it always excludes the bottom feeders.
Right.
Like the animals that go around and eat all the shit, it always excludes them from being clean. Like the oysters and the shrimp.
Yeah.
And
I
all
don't know how Jake's be eating those, what's them shit you slurp?
Oysters.
Those oysters? I know clams, mussels, and all that shit, man. You know, because I be going,
Crawfish.
yeah,
That
I be
shit-
going to the Broadway market to get fish, and I be looking at some of that shit, and I'm like, why would you eat that?
Even just the fucking smell, man, it fills
Yeah.
up the whole room. Scallops, scallops, man, it smells like the bottom of a damn fish tank.
I used to could tell when my grandmother was making chitlins because that shit stunk up the whole crib. But the crazy thing about chitlins is niggas will try to clean them. Like, nigga, ain't no cleaning that shit. I don't care how long you soak it.
It's a shit pipe,
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
It's-
look.
It's a pile of shit water.
This a picture right here. It says the power of oysters, and what they do
yeah,
for
let me
the,
see
and they do what they do for the water. I'm on 1%. So
Okay.
So and
Yeah, look at the dirty water,
Yep.
and then you put the oysters in the clean water.
Well,
Yeah.
the oysters.
Oh, the oysters in the and it
they
make it
clean the water, yeah.
Yeah, they make the water
So
clean.
a lot of these creatures that are in the water, they're made to clean the
And
earth.
for a reason. And what Esau bitch ass doing? Taking them out.
Yep.
You sucking that shit up and
Yeah,
eating
you're
it.
eating all the dirt. And you're harming the earth because
you-
the earth can't be cleansed.
Yeah,
right?
you destroying the ecosystem.
Which the Most High set up.
And you would show Jake that, and they still eat that shit.
Yep.
Oh, I ain't, you know, I'm still healthy.
Well, it's cooked. It's cooked.
Hey, it's the
Kills
reason
the
why.
bacteria.
It's the reason why when you boil them lobsters, they cry. They cry. You can hear them. You boil them, they crying. You ain't supposed to be doing that.
Right. You ain't supposed to be doing that. That's wrong right there, man.
Torch.
It says, "And every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, the little owl, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after his kind, and the lapwing, and the bat." And the reason why the Lord know you're not supposed to eat these things is He created the shit.
Right.
Not the shit. He created these things.
Right.
So He know if He created it, He knows the effects it could give to your body.
Can actually hurt anybody with
You know?
it.
Hey, you got them people over in Moab land that are
They eating bats.
They eat fucking bats, man.
Hey, that's why a lot of our people have high blood pressure. You know, all these types of sicknesses that we ain't really supposed to be having.
Then they
You know?
hate on plants,
Oh,
man. They act
we
like
not-
you're a weirdo if you eat vegetables or something or fruits.
It says, "And every creeping thing that fileth is unclean unto you, they shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls ye may eat. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself." Because it probably could have had a sickness or a disease, so you know it dies. So if you eat it, it's gonna mess up your body. Thou shalt not give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, because that's like giving a nigga food poison, right?
Yep.
Hey, here you go. I found this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I found this fucking dead carcass somewhere.
Food poison.
Probably got parasites in it.
Probably trying to sell
Oh,
it to the nigga.
yeah, and that'd be like if you really think about it spiritually, that's like kind of murder.
Yeah.
But
That's
guess
like killing
what?
somebody.
But keep reading, because it's gonna tell you who you can give it to.
Right. It says that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien.
Uh-oh.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. Thou shalt not seeth a kid and his mother's milk. Thou shalt truly tithe all thy increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt not slack it. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy power in this place, which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, and of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thine herds, and of thy flocks, that thou mayest lean to fear the Lord thy power always. You know? And that was pretty much it. But like the brother said, Deuteronomy 4, it goes in. So the Lord gave you, the fowls of the heavens, which you can eat and which you cannot eat, the food on the land, and then the food in the waters. So you can't just go around eating what you want to eat because it makes you feel good.
Right.
You can't be eating seafood broilers because you think you balling. Or Esau gave you some extra food stamps. Now you can go get the crab legs and shit.
Somebody invited you to some fucking cookout, man.
It's not beneficial.
No.
It's not beneficial to your body. The Lord made those things for the waters, man.
Man, I don't even go to cookouts where I know
If you don't
with
really
certain
know,
people,
yeah.
man, because you go in somebody's grilling some shit. They're cooking the burgers next to some fucking swine hot dogs, and it's all mixing together and all that.
Some swine in this house.
Yeah, pork ribs,
Yep. I got a precept. This is Isaiah chapter 66. I'm going to start at 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. So this is talking about the second coming of the Messiah. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yeah, and that's the 66 and 15 goes into when Yahushua is going to return. Go ahead. And this is going into the dietary law, the next verse, I believe.
Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouses shall be consumed together, said the Lord.
So that's an abomination. Like we just went into the dietary law for a minute. So that's an abomination to the Most High.
Hey, that's spiritual, man, because it went into the mouses, right?
Yep.
Well, I see a lot of so-called, what do they call them, political cartoons or political comics, and they always talk about the end of the world, and you always see people barbecuing rats. Some kind of joke. That's how bad shit's gonna get.
I know exactly.
That's what happens, man, when there's no food. People start eating the damn mice.
And
Yo, always barbecue mice. It's always a mice thing. Always barbecue mice.
They're always barbecuing mice on fucking sticks.
Yeah, that's what happens again.
Yo, I'm sorry. That shit's funny though.
No, it is. I was over here looking at it. I'm like, oh shit.
They're gonna be putting them shits on the stick like shish kebabs.
hey, and we're commanded to follow the laws to the best of our ability. And here today, there's not no laws of what you can eat and what you can't eat. So that just goes to show, if you can't follow something as simple as the dietary law, how sincere are you?
Yeah, and if the Lord, like I said, it's funny because if the Lord have you barbecuing mice in the latter days, he ain't dealing with your ass.
Yeah.
So that's why we can laugh. Because that shit, hey, you know, just pray that the Lord don't have mercy on you, man.
Hey,
If you got a stick, if you got a mouse stick and you got that cold going, the Lord ain't dealing with you.
You're in a rough spot, man.
It tell you that in Proverbs, the first chapter, that the Lord gonna be laughing at you.
So read that. We're gonna end on that. Read that. Yeah, Proverbs 1.
Calamity.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh at your calamity. He gonna mock when your fear coming.
And we hate what the Lord hate. We gonna laugh at what the Lord laugh at.
That's right.
The Lord if the Lord puts you in that situation, man.
Well, he's not
it's
dealing with you because
over.
the Lord wouldn't have you do that in the life. He wouldn't have you eat no damn mice. If you do that, if you eat mice, you might as well get the chip.
For real.
So you can go get some food, man. Shit, you know. Fuck that, man.
Hey, that's spiritual, man, because there's a lot of mice out there today.
Yeah,
man,
and Captain
these days.
Tazariak took the jab too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, he took the jab.
I wanted to talk about that today too, but
Yeah, he took the jab. He said he didn't do it because he trusts in Esau, but he trusts in General Yohana, and he tried to justify it by saying that Jake Lady had a hand in making the jab potion. That's some dumb shit, man.
Word.
The Lord is making it so evident who He's not dealing with.
That's right.
So evident, man.
Hey, the scripture says that the something of the Lord is with men. You know, Slocky, go ahead.
Captain
I can't even find it.
Captain Fruzariak. That's his new name, Fruzariak.
So if he got it. You know, General Yohana got it.
Yeah.
They all got that potion.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
man. He's through.
It's
Through.
It's Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and you have refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regard. But you have set at naught all my counsels, and would none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear comes.
Yeah, and that's the spirit, because that dude right there, he was laughing, right? And that's the spirit right there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the Lord's gonna have different nations of people suffering too, not just Jake.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So the Lord said, I'm gonna laugh at your calamity, I'm gonna mock when your fear coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Verse 27. When your fear comes as a desolation, and your destruction comes as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish comes upon you.
And these are the scriptures that they don't read to you when you go to church. They don't read these scriptures. Everything's happy and joyful and Jesus juice.
These people that laugh, man, they're fucking stupid. They have no idea how bad things are under the hood, man. I mean, your government is printing trillions and trillions of dollars a year just to keep this whole thing afloat.
Right, life support.
How much longer are they going to be able to do that?
And you gonna have to pay for that because in the Apocrypha it say if there be one stiff neck among the people, it'd be a marvel if they go unpunished.
That's right.
Well, really what it is these people are living in a fantasy land now. You know, but when Esau gets more serious with this variant in this C19, they're gonna go back to being humble again. You know, they think they back in their fantasy world now. Everything's kosher.
Hey, well, the scriptures say, when peace and safety, when they shall say peace and safety,
Sudden destruction.
sudden destruction shall come upon them. That's what is that? Zephaniah?
No, First Thessalonians.
First
5.
Thessalonians.
It say, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer, and they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord.
Yeah, and I always mention how the Lord can, before something bad happens to you, the Lord can give you a playback up here. You know, but when you about to get fucked up or something crazy is happening to you, the Lord can play back. The Lord can play that back in His head.
Right.
When He was walking right there and He would look back and
Yep.
Hey, nigga.
Yo,
You know?
the scriptures talk about how the Lord is how your conscience will bear unto you witness.
Yeah.
Will bear, you know.
The Lord will play that back and make it. Those are my men you was laughing at.
Yep.
Now look at you.
That's funny.
Go ahead.
It say, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices.
Yeah, your wickedness, you running around the earth just being wicked. You know, I don't believe in the Most High. You just a little badass little nigga. Just running around, just being rebellious.
Right.
killing niggas,
Yeah.
committing adultery, selling drugs, gang
yeah.
banging, all that. You just fucking wicked, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why in the law, if you had a little badass fucking kid, you was basically supposed to be stoned, man.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, if somebody hear that shit, what? Stone them? Yeah, put that wicked shit out of Israel, man.
Right.
That would stop wickedness from flourishing.
Yep.
You know, you got little niggas running around stealing cars and killing people. That's wicked, man.
Yeah.
It's off. That's why that was written. Those laws are gonna come back.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It say, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkens unto me shall dwell safely.
Whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely. See, we come out here because we fear
Right.
the Lord. We fear the Most High.
That's right.
You know, we hearken unto Him. So when He brings the hell on earth, Lord willing, we're gonna dwell safely. You know, we fear what the Most High will do to us if we don't do His will. You know, that's why the Apostle Paul said, though I preach the word, I have nothing to glory of. He said, woe unto me if I don't teach this word. You know?
That's right.
So just because we know the scriptures, that don't mean we run around like we them dudes. Nah, we still have humility about ourselves.
Yeah, because you got examples of people that was in the truth.
Yep.
That's now they not in the truth no more.
Yep,
they on
'cause they was
side
prideful.
talk about some.
Oh, well, Lord, ask me them questions.
Yeah. You feel me? You could be that nigga. That's a
Right.
scary thing. I was scared to be him.
Or like Alazar, he thinks that the Lord is really, he wants to do a reality show. He wants to release an album, and he thinks that the Most High, it's really scary. Like when you think the Most High is with you, but he's making you look foolish.
The Lord
right?
delayeth this coming. That's the spirit they're coming in,
This
man.
nigga said he coming out with a reality show.
And the Lord making it easy to spot these dudes now, because before it was people that was like, man, I don't know, I like Tazariak when the shit was going down.
yeah.
Or Alazar, it's people who was kind of like secretly on Alazar's side. But now it's easy to see.
And the Lord is making him say it on camera.
Yeah.
Like he's making Captain Tazariak say he took the jab on camera so all Israel could see this shit.
Ooh.
You know?
Dang.
He's making these dudes say these things on camera, so it's like, what the hell, no.
I don't think Tazariak 4 or 5 years ago would have took that shit.
Nah, me
He's
neither.
a different dude.
Yeah.
Even like Nazariah. He got his
Most High-
eyebrows arched and shit. He do.
Looking like an Egyptian.
Yo.
Hey man, but you know the Most High is making it more and more evident who the true men are.
That's
and
right.
there's gonna be a lot more things that come out. There's gonna be a lot more Israelite groups that do things that's just gonna be like, yo, it's how clear can the Most High make it? You know? So with that, Lord willing, you brothers will edify. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom.